Hello boys, it's Dan. Welcome back to another Premier League prediction video. Now, before we get into the video, we have a brand new leader. Last minute's guest, Mr. Alex Aguilas, getting himself 16 points. Congratulations to him. He now takes the lead of the series. And this week's guest is Mr. Tyler.
It is very good to have Dan, of course, to allow me to do the predictions of the Premier League for match day 13. Obviously, I know Dan, of course, from my college, of course, 2 years ago. It's good to have me a part of this appearance here today, doing the predictions review. So this will be very, very great. I hope it will be great. So, best of luck.
We want to push him off the top spot before we get into the video. Smash that like and subscribe, and let's get into game week number 13 of the Premier League predictions. Now, our first game is Arsenal versus Newcastle. This game could be interesting here. Two teams are in. Arsenal are in okay form, and Newcastle are still without Eddie Howe after last week. So I am going to say Arsenal would use our favourites and our favourites by 2-1. And now Tyler is an Arsenal fan, unfortunately. So Tyler, an Arsenal fan, what are you going for, pal?
My predictions between Arsenal and Newcastle United this weekend. Well, Arsenal, of course, did very, very poorly last week when they lost 4-0 against Liverpool. And they really want to bounce back after that result. And I think they probably will do. But on the other hand, Newcastle United have not even won a single game yet in the Premier League. Obviously, Steve Bruce left, of course, a month ago. They've got, obviously, Graham Jones as interim manager. And Eddie Howe, of course, is now appointed as manager at Newcastle United. And he wasn't even managing in the dugout against Brentford last week. But he'll be back, of course, on the weekend. And that'll be interesting for the Newcastle fans, however. Him to try and motivate the players face-to-face for the first time as manager for Newcastle. But I don't think they're going to win that game, because I feel that Arsenal have got more potential compared to Newcastle. And every time Newcastle play Arsenal and Arsenal play Newcastle, Arsenal always win against Newcastle every time when they play them in the Premiership through the years. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Arsenal. I think Smith Rowe is going to be score for Arsenal. And also I reckon Saka is going to score for Arsenal on Saturday. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Newcastle.
And can now move to Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa. Steven Gerrard in his first game. I actually done pretty well against me. Done well against Brighton, 2-0. That manager, and Palace came through a tough game. And you wouldn't look much past Palace for this game, or this could easily be a draw. Well, I'm gonna go 1-1 draw. And Tyler, mate, what are you going for?
My prediction between Crystal Palace and Aston Villa. This is going to be a very interesting game, of course, for these two teams. Of course, Crystal Palace under Patrick Vieira. He's doing a very good job at Palace. So I'm very surprised how the way he's, of course, managing the team. I thought they'll probably struggle with an unexperienced manager like Patrick Vieira. But at the same time, he's doing a very good job, of course, for Palace. Of course, with Gallagher, Wilfred Zaha, Benteke. They've got a very good team. And for the other hand, for Aston Villa, did very, very well against Brighton last week when they won 2-0 against them at Villa Park. And they've got a new manager, of course, Liverpool legend Steven Gerrard. Did a very good job, actually, to win his first match since he left Rangers to join Aston Villa from last weekend. But the game at Selhurst Park between Palace and Villa, I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I just see these two teams are going to be at it against one another. Crystal Palace, of course, have been very, very good. Attacking-wise, a lot more compared to what Roy Hodgson was manager last season. For Villa, of course, with under Dean Smith, they couldn't pick up any results in the last 5 games of the Premier League. And then of course, last week, under Steven Gerrard's first game in charge, they won 2-0. But I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. Villa Palace 2-2.
Get now move to Liverpool versus Southampton. Is there any licking past Liverpool for this game? Probably not. 4-0 Liverpool. And Tyler, you're gonna go for Liverpool entourage or Liverpool losing? But I would say win.
My Premier League prediction between Liverpool and Southampton. Well, this is going to be a very, very, very easy game, I think, for Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. I don't see any problems them, of course, to drop points or lose, obviously, because Liverpool are one of the best teams in the Premiership. Obviously, for Southampton, they, of course, lost against Norwich last week by 2-1. And I don't think they're going to win, of course, again with Liverpool this weekend at Anfield. I'm going to go for a 3-0 win to Liverpool. Liverpool are unstoppable in the Premier League so far, with Salah, Mane, and Roberto Firmino, and also the whole team itself, with having Virgil van Dijk as well for Liverpool, and Alisson in goal. And they're a very unstoppable team at Anfield. So it's going to be an easy win for Liverpool. So I'm going to go 3-0 to Liverpool against Southampton on Saturday.
Now we move to Norwich versus Wolves. Sure. Dean Smith has Norwich playing. Norwich could actually stay up now. Norwich could actually stay up here now. They're playing some good football right now. I'm gonna go with a 2-1 win to Wolves, I reckon. And Tyler, mate, what are you going for, pal, in this game?
My Premier League prediction between Norwich City and Wolverhampton Wanderers. Well, Dean Smith did very, very well, of course, on his first game in charge as manager at Norwich last week, when they won by 2-1 against Southampton at Carrow Road. They got another game at Carrow Road, of course, on Saturday, where they play Wolves at that game at Carrow Road. It's going to be a very interesting one, because Wolves did very, very well against West Ham last week by 1-0 against them. This week, they travelled to Norwich in Norfolk, so it's going to be an interesting one, because I think Dean Smith's a very good manager, and I do rate the guy. Even at Aston Villa, he was a very good coach, and since obviously he was sacked, and then he came 8 days later after the departure of Daniel Farke at Norwich, I reckon they're going to carry on this winning momentum, I think, after beating Southampton last week. I'm going to go for a very good game. I'm going to go for Norwich 3, Wolves 2 in that game on Saturday.
But now move to Brighton versus Leeds United. Leeds, they're here against Spurs. Unfortunately, lost by 2-1. And I think this game could be an easy win for Leeds here, of 2-0. They're without Brentford, without Rodrigo and Rafinha. But Dan James Gelhardt, Gelhardt is his name, and Tyler, what are you going for, mate, in this exciting little game?
My Premier League prediction between Brighton Hove Albion and Leeds United. Well, two teams, of course, lost last weekend's games, of course, respectively. Obviously, Brighton Hove Albion, of course, lost 2-0 to Aston Villa. And also for Leeds United, they also lost 2-1 against Tottenham. Did very well, I thought, Leeds did against Spurs, despite them losing against them by 2-1. I just feel it's going to be a very interesting one. Leeds have not had a very good start to the Premier League season, and they could have got something out of Spurs. They're playing, of course, Brighton Hove Albion on at the Amex Stadium on Saturday at 5:30 kickoff. But I'm going to go for very, very easy, I won't say easy, but very, very winnable game, I think, more to Brighton Hove Albion. So I'm going to go for Brighton 1, Leeds 0 on Saturday at 5:30 kickoff.
Then to Brentford versus Everton. Two mid-table teams. But really, I mean, Everton are high flying. Everton are still high up there. Brentford getting sucked into midfield battle right now. I mean, that's where they really should be, in the midfield battle. And I'm going to go with a 2-1 win to Brentford. And Tyler, mate, what are you going for in this game?
My Premier League prediction between Brentford and also Everton. Well, this is going to be a very interesting one because obviously Brentford, of course, drew against Newcastle by 3-3. Didn't do well, of course, before the international break when they lost against Norwich by 2-1 at the community stadium in Brentford 3 weeks ago. This game between Everton, they're also not doing very, very well at the moment, of course. Lost against Man City on Sunday. I do probably think that this game's going to be a very tight one, but I'm just going to guarantee that Everton's going to win against Brentford. No disrespect to Brentford because I thought they're doing very, very well, of course, in the Premier League so far under Thomas Frank. Obviously beating Arsenal 2-0 at the start of the season. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Everton on Sunday, actually. In fact, Sunday. So 2-1 to Everton.
And a move to Burnley versus Spurs. Now, Burnley, they're involved in a monumental 3-3 draw against Crystal Palace. What can we just say? What can we say about this game on Super Sunday? I don't know what, but it's going to be mad. It's going to be a mental game of football. Spurs, on the Conte, are looking good on the Conte. Right. Not set, but they're looking good. And I'm going to say, you can't look much past Spurs, and you're not going to look much past Spurs of 2-0. And Tyler, as Spurs' rivals, as an Arsenal fan, what are you going for, pal?
My Premier League prediction between Burnley and Tottenham Hotspur. Well, of course, Burnley at the moment, they are doing okay at the moment in the Premier League. They did drew 3-3 against Crystal Palace last week. In the relegation zone, struggling at the moment to try and get out of the relegation zone. But they're against Spurs. Spurs are more of a better team, strong team, depth team, of course. They've got a new manager, of course, Antonio Conte, who came in a few weeks back. He has done very, very well, beating Leeds 2-1, of course, very, very nicely at the end of the game. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 win for Spurs. I think Heung-min Son will score, and yeah, Spurs will beat Burnley by 1-0 at Turf Moor on Sunday.
Now we move to Leicester versus Watford. Now, if you've seen the Watford vlog from Sunday, that's Monday, because it got copyrighted. It got copyrighted, scrapped by the music I put in there, so I had to re-copyright it in, but if you haven't really gone and seen that, go back and see it from Sunday. I went up, I think it went up Saturday, but it was up Sunday. Watford played fantastically. I'm not going to go into much detail because I'm going to go back. I want to go into a bit of a rant later on about what happened in that game, but let's just say Watford played well, deserved it. And West and Leicester, what's happened to them? What's happened to Leicester City? Genuinely, what's happened to them? They're falling apart. Is it because Rodgers linked with Man United? I'm not going to go into detail. You know, but is Rodgers feeling the pressure as Leicester manager? We don't know. Watford, they can keep on going. They can easily win it again. To Watford, I'm going to go with here. And Tyler, what are you going for, pal?
My Premier League prediction at the King Power Stadium on Sunday between Leicester City and Watford Football Club. Well, I do probably think that with Leicester's form so far, not doing as great at the moment in the Premiership at the moment, obviously losing 3-0 against Chelsea last week, although they're a tough side, they are obviously under Thomas Tuchel, but going to Leicester City at this point right now, I do probably think that Leicester shouldn't really likely to beat Watford, because every time when Leicester play Watford, Leicester always win against Watford. But however, Watford did very, very well last week. They beat Man United and even sacked Solskjaer last week, of course, when they beat them 4-1 at Vicarage Road Stadium. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Leicester City. I think Vardy will score, and I think as well, Iheanacho will score for Leicester on Sunday. So 2-0 Leicester.
I move to the penultimate game of the weekend, which is Man City versus West Ham. What can we say about these two sides? Man City decent, West Ham just unfortunately lose against Wolves. Yeah, Wolves. And Man City, I mean, this is third and fourth. This is second or third before, so this could be big. 2-2 draw. Because it could be a draw, it could easily be a win, but it's so hard to call. And Tyler, what are you going for, Pam?
My Premier League prediction between Manchester City and West Ham United. I do think that Man City will definitely win that game against West Ham United. But however, you never say never in the Premier League, because West Ham have done very, very well so far this season despite them losing 1-0 to Wolves last week. And at Manchester City Stadium, they actually lost against Crystal Palace 2-0 a few weeks back, and also drew 0-0 at the early part of the season in September against Southampton compared to their away form this season. So I don't think Man City will struggle despite those effects from their previous matches in the Premiership. But for West Ham, doing very, very well. They do play under David Moyes. David Moyes, you know, they play for him, and it's fantastic to see West Ham have a second year of being consistent and even fighting for that top 4 spot in the Champions League position. I don't think they're going to be there at the end of the season, but it's going to be a tough one. But I do think that Manchester City is going to win by 2-0 against West Ham on Sunday.
And then move to the final game and the biggest game, Chelsea versus Manchester United. We'll start with the visitors. So as you know, on Monday sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, which in my opinion is correct. He wasn't getting results, and he needed to get, and it needed to come to an end. No, Sunday they sacked him the day after the game. Yeah, and Michael Carrick and temperature for we don't know how long, but they said he was being told this game against Chelsea. Yeah, played disastrously against Watford. Deserved to lose it really. Never playing with Solskjaer. I watched the game last night against Villarreal. Wow, what a performance, by the way. What a performance by the boys. And I'm going to say on this basis, Chelsea. I want to say not winning. I want to say a win. But I don't think it will be a win. I'm not sure. 1-1. I'm going for a draw. I've got a if you win, it's a bonus, but I'm not sure we are. And for the last time for this family prediction game at number 13, Tyler, what do you think, mate?
This is going to be a very huge matchup between Chelsea and Manchester United, of course, on Sunday. Two teams, two big dogs fighting against each other in a match on Sunday. As it's going to be, of course, Thomas Tuchel versus the interim manager Michael Carrick after the departure of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, on Sunday, last Sunday, in fact. They did very, very well, of course, Man United against Villarreal. I was very impressed how the way they played against them. They won 2-0 against them, of course, after the effect from Solskjaer was sacked. I just don't think they're going to beat Chelsea, because Chelsea are a very consistent team. I've got to say, I even said this in my Premier League predictions, they were going to be up there at second place in the Premier League, and they've done that. They've done very well, very well. They've done one better by being in the top of the Premier League at the moment. So I don't think they're going to struggle, I don't think, Chelsea. I feel that they are going to win that game, and I'm going to go, sorry, Dan, of course, who are watching this, but I'm going to go for 4-0 to Chelsea against Manchester United on Sunday. No offence to you, Dan, of course, you're a Man United fan yourself, but I'm going to go 4-0 Chelsea on Sunday. Thanks very much, Dan, of course, for allowing me to be here to do the predictions with you. It's an honour, of course, to be part of your channel. Just also like to clarify as well that you subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. The link hopefully goes in the description of Dan's video. It's TJI Gamer. I'll be putting a lot of content on there of game video related, maybe vlogs perhaps in the future. I think Dan will put that on for you all to look at my YouTube channel, of course. So best of luck to everyone who does subscribe to my channel. But thanks, Dan, for allowing me to be on your show today.
Thank you, lads. Thank you, boys. That will bring this video to an end. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the editing today. I'm on my laptop now, so editing's going to be top class editing now. And until the next one, which will be on Sunday, and until then, I'll see you boys later. Have a good weekend. Have a good day. I'll see you boys on Sunday. Peace.